In today's session, I'm going to work on creating 3 characters from the student playbook. They are the hopeful apprentice, wandering monk, and younger sibling. For hopeful apprentice, you have to prove yourself and your natural talent. When you battle someone above your scale, you do not lose immediately. You may mark any element to keep your clearly superior foe busy. This gives others breathing room to perform other actions, protect people, or get something they came for. If you do this to cover the group's escape, then everyone gets away, including yourself. Let's look at the tarot card I drew, which was Wheel of Fortune, which is about destiny, turning point, movement, and personal vision. Using what chance offers, finding opportunity in an accident, witnessing miracles, turning things around, having a change in fortune, being swept up in new developments, becoming more aware, uncovering patterns and cycles, gaining greater perspective. I'm going to make wood their style element for curiosity and growth. Possible that they are passionate about what they're studying or being involved in. Maybe they're not as cautious. Maybe that is why there's a -1 in Earth. Their faction get inspiration from the card. There are birds in the sky, goddess, a sphinx, other winged creatures in the clouds. Something to do with the goddess? The sphinx holds a sword. Goddess sword sect, maybe? Cloud reading style, just based on the imagery on the card. Let's think of a name. I immediately think of 练霓裳, 白发魔女传. I'm not sure about the English title of that book. As for a given name, I'll go for that one. And I'm gonna make them a trans woman. Whether or not they have the medical means, it does not change their self-identification. I'm not sure I want to make the story about that aspect of their character, but I think it's important to talk about it, especially in the fictional sense. Let's move on to the next character and figure out entanglements later. For a wandering monk, you belong to a temple, but have decided or been told to explore the temporal world. When wearing your temple robes, you may ask for and be given hospitality while traveling. Decide a vow which could cause you problems during your journey. I've thought about this beforehand, and to me, it is too easy to get them involved in a vow about celibacy. And so I'm just going to make that a given. I won't put anything in the romantic entanglement. They will just have a general entanglement. And their vow will be about never hide the truth. I wasn't sure whether they should be speaking their mind at all times, because that can make the character a very rude person. We will probably have to figure that out in play and to just feel out which kind of challenges would make sense for this vow. The faction would be simple. It's the name of their temple. You will fight with lock catch technique. So unarmed. Tarot card, inspiration, 2 of Pentacles, which is about juggling, flexibility, and fun. So this might be a playful character, keeping everything in balance, feeling free to try new approaches, opening to developments. So the imagery shows a jester-like character, the coins in their hands, and there's a string connecting them, shows the symbol for infinity. I want to change their temple name to Infinity Temple. I'm thinking fire might be their style element for passion and creativity. Let's put 2 in fire and -1 in metal. They're not a very calculating person. They practice caution. They're focused in their daily rituals. They don't drop their prayers, and they are aware. They're flexible for sure, and they're open to growth. Buddhist name. I'm gonna keep to the integrity theme. 常性 means constant integrity. Next one is younger sibling. You understand devotion and dedication even in the face of suffering. When you burn a bond with a person to gain a bonus on your roll, you gain +2 instead of +1. Let's draw a card for inspiration. 5 of Swords, which is about self-interest, discord, open dishonor, being in a hostile environment, choosing to battle, us against them mentality. Letting ends justify means. I think metal, because they're calculating. The negative descriptor for fire includes alienating. I put 2 in fire, 0 in wood, 2 in metal, -1 in water. Yeah, they're not wise. I'm thinking either a blacksmith clan or a faction that collects famous weapons. Their preferred weapons are hooks, such that it can grab onto other people's weapons. Definitely gonna be an aggressive style, 5 talents style. The people in the club shows off their weapons that they have collected in their travels or from competitions. They duel each other to win the weapon of the opponent. Whatever was their wager. A name for this person. Let's go for a random one. Lapeng is okay. It's Big Bird. Okay, let's try to figure out their entanglement. Lian Yuzhen's mother has been seduced by their lure of weapons collecting hobby. They like the money-making aspect of selling or trading rare weapons. But the wandering monk, I don't want to involve siblings, I don't want to involve parents. Despite the fact that Yuzhen thinks her mother has been lost to the dark side, the mother still wanted to keep her child safe and somehow got Chang Xing to promise that he will protect her in secret. But Yuzhen, being an independent person and proud, wouldn't want that to be the case. Protecting his secret mission means he has to hide the truth. So that is the vow that he will have to reconcile with in the narrative. Maybe a lot of inner conflict roles when it comes to whether to reveal that truth or not. Because he technically would have to hide it so that Yuzhen doesn't avoid him all the time. It will be tricky. The player will have to just knowingly break this vow whenever that situation comes up. So either he has to avoid Yuzhen and not live up to the promise, or be around Yuzhen and have to contend with his vow. Da Peng, both of these characters are after the same NPC, so one more coal in the fire for the hostility between these two characters. Maybe they're siblings. So what Yuzhen believes was Da Peng seducing Yi Jun with the temptation of wealth. Turns out that the mother actually wants Da Peng's clan to be destroyed. So maybe Lian Yuzhen was part of the Cui clan. Let me pull a tarot card to check Yi Jun. 5 of Pentacles. It's about hard times, ill health, and rejection. Where Yi Jun came from, she might have suffered hardship from poor family. On the surface, it looks like she was seduced by the temptation of wealth from Da Peng's club or clan, taking an unpopular position, being ostracized, standing alone. The mother character will be a tragic figure in this story. Whatever she's doing, she's always being seen as the villain or is in the wrong. It might be only partially true, and only the wandering monk knows some good in her grand scheme. Alright, start from the beginning. Lian Yuzhen is of the Goddess Sword sect. Her cloud reading style of swordsmanship is renowned in the area. She has won many duels, but she is not about wagering weapons in these battles. Unlike Cui Dapeng from the Godly Weapons Club, who is all about gaining the weapon of the opponent. So Lian Yuzhen definitely views them with contempt. She believes that Dapeng has seduced her mother Yi Jun with offer of kickbacks, commissions, or either introducing him to martial artists with rare weapons that the club is interested in having, such that they can arrange a duel, somehow trick them into giving up those weapons to the club. What Yuzhen doesn't know is that her mother has other plans for Dapeng. She has separated Yuzhen and Dapeng from birth and was secretly training her to destroy the Cui clan. The Cui clan might have wronged Yi Jun in the past. Maybe Yi Jun has changed her appearance since then so that the Cui clan family members would not recognize her that easily. Yuzhen feels that her mother is always preventing her from being with Jingxiu, who she wants to be with. Unknowingly, her sibling Dapeng is also interested in Jingxiu. Maybe Jingxiu is on the side of the righteous Wulin, and Dapeng act like he is honorable and such, but deep down he knows he's not. He's much more practical, utilitarian than that. He would gladly lower himself to whatever scheme necessary to get the weapons that he wanted. And somehow Jingxiu witnessed one of those instances, and Yuzhen would just lord it over him all the time. Chang Xing from the Infinity Temple has vowed to never hide the truth. but he has to hide one truth that he promised to Yi Jun, that he will protect Yu Zhen, knowing that Lian Yuzhen will one day come into conflict with the Godly Weapons Club or the Cui clan, or against Da Peng, her sibling. I don't quite like this trope in wuxia. Sister and brother will look really similar to me. Doesn't make that much sense that they don't recognize each other as being related. In literature, you can say this is taking some creative license, but it kind of takes me out of the story. It's like the uncanny valley thing. When it's so close to the reality but not quite, it is the most jarring. So this might work just because of the fact that Lian Yuzhen is assigned male at birth, so maybe they do have one degree of difference in their physical appearance compared to two siblings that are of the opposite sex, biological sex. I probably would not insist that Changxing make transgender issue a big deal. In ancient China, people don't have a concept for transgenderism. They won't have the term. Maybe close in concept, but not quite. Cross-dressing for sure. There's a limited way of how people deal with that issue in the past. Even nowadays, people don't understand what that is. That's a very big topic that I don't think I want to be the focus of the story. The Wandering Monk will have to mediate the conflict between the righteous goddess sword sect versus the godly weapons club, and how Yu Zhen and Da Peng will have to come to terms that they are family. Yeah, so this is a tale of mediation between good and evil and degrees of good and evil.